Do you want to build a successful startup? Awesome! But which steps actually matter and which are just a waste of time? I'm Oskar. I have coached over 50 startups and built 2 startups myself. In this video, I will show you the exact steps to build your startup. Simple, clear, and actionable. No long business plans, no 5-year roadmaps. Just things you can do right now. And the best part, we only need 4 steps. Let's dive right in. Alright, you have an amazing idea for your startup. That's great. But before you dive straight into development and spend months building it, you need to make sure people actually want it and that they would pay for it. And this is absolutely crucial. I mean, you don't want to build something that people just like but will never pay for. Trust me, I've been there. That was the reason my first startup failed. We built something that nobody wanted. So don't make that mistake. So the first step to building a successful startup is to talk to those people who have the exact problem you're solving. And you ask them 3 questions. How do you solve this problem today? Why haven't you changed it yet? And in a perfect world, how would you want it to work? And then you tell them your idea. Ask if it sounds useful and if they would pay for it. I always recommend you do those interviews in person because you get more information and you can ask more questions. And hey, you don't need to ask 100 people. 10 people is enough to get a pretty good idea of whether people would actually pay for your solution. And if they say yes, great, you can move on. But if they say no, you need to tweak your idea or start with a new one. Think of this as your safety net before you waste your time and money. And once you know that people would pay for your solution, it's time to move on to step number 2. But hey, before I show you the next step, I have created a free roadmap that shows you how you can build your startup. You will learn exactly what your next steps should be, so you never get lost. Just click the first link in the description below and download your free roadmap right now. Let's move on to step number 2. So you've got your great startup idea and you know that people would pay for it. Now it's time for step number 2. It's time to build your product. But here is where most founders go wrong. I once talked to a founder who had a cool idea for an AI assistant. So he validated the idea and started building it right away. 3 months went by, then 6 months, then a year. And he was still trying to make it perfect. And you know what happened? After 2 years of building, of hard work, nobody wanted it anymore. So what was his mistake? He was trying to make it perfect. He was trying to build 100 features instead of focusing on this one core feature, this one problem he wanted to solve. Big mistake. So remember this. You don't need 6 months of coding. You don't need 20 different features. You just need to solve one real problem for your customers. Just one. That's your MVP, your minimum viable product. The smallest version of your product that people would still pay for. And that's what you want to focus in the beginning. So forget the fancy design or extra stuff. Keep it simple. At this stage, your goal is to test your idea fast and cheap with real people. In my first startup, our MVP wasn't even code. It was just a clickable design. It looked something like this. And we showed it to people, got feedback and improved it. And only then built the real product. So remember, build something small for now. Something that solves the main problem. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to work. So quick question for you. What is one simple thing you could build this week to test with real people? Drop it in the comments below. I would love to know what you're working on. And now, once people have seen your MVP and love it, that's when things get really exciting. So now you've got your MVP, your first quick version of your product. It's time to get your first customers. Now, there are many ways to get new customers, and during my career, I've tried them all. But here is the good news. In the beginning, you only need one method to get new customers. And it's super simple. Use your own network. The best way to get early customers is to talk to people you already know, because they already trust you. But let me show you how to do this right, because you don't want to be the pushy salesperson. 3 simple steps. First, make a list of everyone you know, family, friends, and coworkers. Then sort them by who trusts you most. Family at the top, then friends, then coworkers. And then you start reaching out. And you start from the top. And here's the important part. You don't just pitch your product. You don't sell. I mean, there is no point in your mom buying your product, right? So here is a better way. You quickly share what you're working on, who you're helping, and ask if they know somebody in their network who might be interested. So you could say something like, "Hey Anna, I just launched my meditation app that helps people relax at work. Do you know anyone who might find it helpful?" And if they connect you with someone, you message that person in the same way. You keep it personal, simple, and just ask if they want to try it. This is one of the best ways to get early customers. And once you have your first, let's say, 10 customers, we move on to step number 4. And this is where a lot of founders mess up. They think they have made it, they're done, they're superstars. Don't make that mistake. If you want to build a successful startup, don't stop there. Now it's time to make your product even better. And the best way to do this is to get customer feedback. Super simple. Go to your customers, ask what they love about your product and what they don't like about your product. That's it. Keep it simple. Now, in the beginning, I recommend you talk to your customers every week. And later on, monthly is fine. But early on, you really want to understand what your customers think and what they like improved. So get as much customer feedback as you can, focus on what comes up the most, fix it fast, and repeat. Now you know how to build your startup from scratch. But here is the truth. It doesn't matter how good your product is if nobody knows about it. So check out this video where I will show you how to get your first 100 customers even if you have 0 marketing experience. But before you go, hit subscribe for more powerful tips on how to build a successful startup. Talk soon. Bye bye.